My name is Patrick O'Sullivan. I am the plant manager and project manager with Big Mountain Foods. The company started in 1987 by Kimberly and Jasmine. Primary focus has been some of the current products we produce today, primarily in plant-based foods, everything from collie crumble to bites and to patties, all vegan, all gluten-free. I think it's a really exciting time to be in plant-based, and we as a company, Big Mountain Foods, company has a vision to be a leader in the vegan and plant-based world. We have a path in that direction in terms of future product mix. At the beginning of this year, the company moved into a much larger 70,000 square foot facility to bring in these mainstream products. Also, at this time to get certified in terms of HACCP certified and GMP. We've completed that successfully already this year. So we're actually introduced into new markets, new companies in both Canada and the US. Now, when you look at where we are today, obviously plant-based is beginning to take a foothold. People are concerned about, healthy food. They're concerned about clean labels. They're also concerned about sustainability. I think we're sort of uniquely positioned, as a company to actually leverage all those levers, to hopefully take not only just a foothold, but also take some leadership positioning. Before we evolved into this particular setup, everything was paper-based. But the investment did take place with Icicle before we actually moved to this facility, because again, they could see the value. I think Icicle seemed to be a really good fit. It's all about resource management. Sometimes when you look at data management, it's just as important as the mainstream production, where really sometimes the mainstream production becomes the byproduct. Being a Lean Six Sigma background in terms of being lead assessor, auditor in terms of quality systems management, somebody who really believes in the codex and traceability, and I like simplicity too. When it comes to data management, the quality stuff which we have in there currently, I understand we can do a recall in less than 5 minutes, which can be a very onerous. And the other thing is the bridging, the FSMA, the SFCA, to make sure that we're up to date, with some of the regulatory expectations. And I like some of that bridging is already taking place. That regulatory environment is always changing. So the software needs to evolve. So the people who are using the software are also fully informed. And the outcomes from the software is actually delivering on the end goals of the expectation. That's I think a big plus, because if you do all the fundamentals right, and you're considerate people, communication, systems, produce good, healthy food products, and being environmentally based with upcycling and all that, the customer will always buy your products. They're buying more than a consumable, they're buying into the future. Whoever designed the system understood the food industry. The modular approach and how it was done, I think was done in a way that's easily understood, and I like the way everything is connected, so it doesn't become a burden. I found it very easy to navigate. So it certainly made a very positive impression, because I'm familiar with other systems. Other systems sometimes, they have the different functions and stuff like that, but the user friendliness has never been there. And sometimes they build more complexity in than it needs to be. It's like a house, you must build a foundation first. And a lot of our effort has been building a strong foundation and making sure that we're getting the full benefit out of it. The maintenance part for me was important, because maintenance to me is foundation. Because of course, more breakdowns means real downtime, which means loss of productivity, and there's associated costs with that. Planning is important in terms of how you schedule the jobs. With any software, there's people around the software. So we have a great administrator here, Brenda. Once you start with that base, now you build a team around it. We identify all our jobs, and we also prioritize all our jobs, based on food safety, critical productivity. So everything is prioritized. And again, Icicle has been supportive on that. So when you look at return on investment, really, it should be measured in terms of reliability and robustness of system. If you can deliver on that, the return on investment is unlimited. We are an allergen-free facility, also gluten-free. So of course, there's a whole traceability action, around raw materials. The software in Icicle, that's something I think does a really good job. There's lots of modules in there, but the whole ingredient management part of it, When we had to prepare for our most recent asset audit and food safety, we were very fortunate that we had all the tools on hand. With the software, it made it much easier to navigate. It certainly did support our success. So I think what the software has done in this has been very supportive, helping us be a bit more robust. If we can serve the ultimate customer better, give them confidence in terms of reliability, system controls, interface in terms of our documentation, show that we are compliant and that we're in control all the time. And as we move into SQF level 2 and level 3, how all the systems will complement what we're doing. The Icicle will help us take those steps so we can become not only just a very successful company in plant-based, but also being an environmental sustainable company, but also who manages data with confidence and with integrity and with protection. So our end customers, our internal customers, the value chain actually works. And seeing what we have in Icicle, it's modular, it's evolving, it's growing with us, removes the complexity and gives us the simplicity. I think for growing companies, who want to become more manageable when it comes to dealing with this complexity, Icicle is definitely an enabler. And I think the big benefit is definitely the user friendliness. And I think the service part of it too, I should recommend, always willing to reach out in advance before an obstacle ever happens. And I think that's another plus factor.